Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Calvary Chapel Salmon podcast. Your favorite part of the day. I'm Jordan. I'm joined with Hagen. Was that funny, Hagen?
I'm Jordan. I'm Jordan.
I'm Jordan. I am Jordan.
Yes.
Don't forget it.
One of many.
One of many, but one of a kind.
Yes.
That, as they say. Hagen, you're kind of one of a kind yourself. If no one's ever told you that. Even though there's not many Hagens out there.
Although there is one, and I keep getting his mail.
Yes, and he goes to this church apparently.
Someone thinks they're helping me, but they're
Imagine
not.
going to a church where the pastor has your exact same name.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I could go to a Jordan Schaefer's church.
Yeah.
Not for long term. Maybe one Sunday as a joke.
There you go.
But consistently, it's like, yeah. I don't know. Well, Hagen, we're getting closer and closer.
Hopefully everyone had a
Christmas
good
season.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
It was yesterday.
I believe
So
so.
it's Black Friday today.
What are you buying?
Maybe an iPad mini.
Ooh.
Maybe not. Maybe probably nothing.
Have you ever really done like the whole Black Friday, like wake up and go to a store early
And go to Murdoch's. Yeah.
Have you done that? There's like a line around Murdoch's for the
No,
deals.
it's not that crazy, thank goodness.
No.
But
I've always liked the idea of doing that, but I've never done that.
maybe on our next episode, we'll talk about Christmas a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I heard some stuff and I want to do some research.
Mm.
You know, most of the tradition that we have of Christmas, do you know who you can thank for that?
The pagans,
No.
the Germans.
No.
It is the Germans, though.
No. Coca-Cola.
That is true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Their marketing, a lot of what you think of Christmas, it's thanks to Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Santa Claus literally came from Coca-Cola.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Red and white, all this
Santa
stuff.
Claus used to just be like, no one knew anything about Santa Claus until Coca-Cola came along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Used to all be about Jesus.
But we were still celebrating Christmas before that.
Mm.
I mean, Abraham Lincoln celebrated Christmas, I think.
You're right. Yes, we've been celebrating Christmas for 2,000 years.
Well,
Yeah, Christmas has been celebrated for a very long time.
yeah.
Yeah. A lot of our traditions came over from Germany, but then I think Coca-Cola took some of them and made them
Better.
worldwide traditions.
Made them global.
Global Christmas traditions.
So, yeah.
That
But
is
Thanksgiving is not affected by Coca-Cola.
Amen.
Thanksgiving is probably the least marketed holiday.
Yeah, because it's too close to Christmas.
Yeah.
Just kind of skip over it. Yeah. And I mean, in my opinion, it's pre-Christmas.
Is that you just see it as pre-Christmas?
We're just getting ready. We're already in the Christmas season.
You're already listening to Christmas music.
And it's just like Thanksgiving just kind of comes along. I mean, there's no snow, though. There usually, by this time of year, there's snow.
Yeah, it varies.
So it's like,
but,
I don't really feel like, sometimes I don't feel like listening to Christmas music, but it's just too warm.
I don't remember when, if it's been since you've been here or not, but I remember Christmas with no snow here.
That's lame.
Seems criminal, doesn't it?
That's kind of normal for me, a Philadelphia boy. We usually don't get snow till after Christmas. But here, you need to have snow.
You'd think so, but
Yeah, that's a crime.
I think we'll have it this year.
Yeah, you'd be better. That's that. I'd be so upset. Like the one Christmas I stay here.
Do you have, you know, people love Christmas movies. We'll talk about this on the next episode.
Christmas
But do you have a
movies?
Thanksgiving movie you'd watch? Or a pre-Christmas movie? Because I can think of
I'm
two.
trying to think. I mean, we would watch Christmas with the Cranks on Thanksgiving sometimes,
Okay.
my brothers, because we had like that one on DVD. And there's a scene in that movie that's not family appropriate.
Sure.
We'd always watch that at my like aunt and uncle's house in New York, because we'd always go to New York, upper state New York, not city, to visit my
Interesting.
grandma. We spend Thanksgiving with her usually. Drive 8 hours, close to Buffalo. I forget where exactly, but close to Buffalo. And Buffalo is like all the way on by like the Great Lakes. I was looking at a map recently. I was like, wow, I was all the way over there. I was like, yes, I was.
Wow.
Multiple times. I didn't even know it.
That's good.
No, how about you?
I've never saw this until, I forget if it's last year or the year before, but it's great. I've literally been saving it so that I can watch it, yesterday, which will be Thanksgiving. But Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Have you ever seen that?
No, it's a comedy.
It's got Steve Martin,
I do like him.
and I love I've never seen a John Candy movie that I don't love. Do you know who John Candy is?
No, can't say that I do.
The big guy he has a small cameo in Home Alone. He's the polka guy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She has to ride in that U-Haul truck with the polka guy.
Yeah.
That's
Is he a
John Candy.
director?
No, he's an actor. And he's in all these great movies, and they're all very similar, and he's just the best. He's such a good actor. You just love it. Uncle Buck is another good one to watch around this time of year, honestly. And it has Macaulay Culkin in it from Home Alone and him again. And they're just so good. They're so good. We'll have to watch. You would love Uncle Buck.
Well, let's watch.
We'll watch
Buck
Uncle
then.
Buck together. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles you'd like as well.
Maybe
But
this weekend.
Uncle Buck's real
Maybe
good.
around December 8th this weekend.
Good idea.
Watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or this weekend for real.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I feel like the Christmas movies, they just kind of overshadow Thanksgiving again.
There's very few real Thanksgiving movies.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But do you think there would be because of like the family is like getting together for Thanksgiving?
I'm sure there's some Hallmark ones
There's a lot
out
of
there.
potential. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure.
Did you hear Tom McClure's message on?
Yeah, he said his wife was watching Hallmark movies or something.
Yeah, but then he just like kept going and describing it, and everyone thought it was the funniest thing. You're thinking he's done, and he's not. He just keeps overly describing it. Yeah.
Is that right at the end? Well, I know that Mike McClure's dad wasn't there because he was watching Hallmark movies.
Right, that's Don McClure.
Oh!
So he spoke the next morning, so it was like a joke. It's like, yeah, my dad's not here today because he's stuck watching Hallmark movies. Yeah.
That's funny.
It was a whole kind of thing.
I get it now. I was like, that's a weird thing to say. I didn't finish Dawn. I need to finish
That's
Dawn.
why.
I listened to Mike last night.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I listened to bits and pieces. Like, just, restart and listen to the whole thing.
There you go.
She kind of goes on, and it's kind of hard to track with him, though.
Switching
But he's
it to
great.
Mike McIntosh.
We love Dawn.
When Mike McIntosh starts out a message with, I don't know where this is going to go. He goes, I've never had a message like this where I wasn't really quite sure what I'm supposed to say. And I'm thinking, yikes. Because that's how I feel like most of your messages go at these conferences. And this one, you're actually saying you have no idea where you're going to go. I'm thinking, this will be
McClure?
interesting. Mike McIntosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
he said that?
Yeah. At the start of his message, he's like, and I'm thinking, oh boy.
He usually has no idea where he's
If
going.
all the other times you've been confident in the direction you're going and this is what we get and now you have no idea, this is going to be real interesting.
Wow, was it good?
It was what you would expect. Yeah. He always says good things throughout it. But
Yeah.
if you're trying to find some sort of train of thought, you're not going to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I remember this morning I watched an interview. Actors are kind of interesting. Like being an actor,
Sure.
like you play these parts and it's just like, huh. And it's just like you work with this director. Like I was watching this guy, Isaac something. He was the guy who played Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter series.
Okay.
He was like on Jimmy Fallon or whatever, and I don't like Jimmy Fallon. He's so annoying.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember. No, the one that's
Jimmy Kimmel, I don't really like. Jimmy
think
Fallon's
Jimmy-
actually funny, I think.
Look him
but-
up. Was it Jimmy Fallon? Yeah, he just seems so awkward and he just seems so forced. And he's just so loud. He's just like, "Thanks for being here."
Jordan,
And it's
I
just
wonder
like,
why
I
all
just-
those attributes bother
I
you.
just can't-
That's interesting.
I just can't. I know. You like opposite. You don't like the things that you see in other people like yourself. But it's just like, ugh.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel's terrible, so at least Jimmy Fallon's funny.
I guess. I don't know. I think they're both probably just bad. But you just talk about how like he was like talking to the director and like, Lucius Malfoy has like that long hair.
Okay.
And that wasn't part of the original direction. He's gonna have like short hair and like wear a suit. But he was like, that's not how what Lucius would do. Lucius wouldn't want to look like a muggle. Just like talking about how like he convinced Christopher Columbus to do this long hair.
Christopher Columbus directed that?
Yeah, the second Harry Potter movie.
Huh.
Yeah, the first two Christopher Columbus directed. I'm pretty
The
sure.
guy who sailed the ocean
Oh
blue?
no! What's his name? Come on, you know who I'm talking
Steven Spielberg?
about. No,
He's the only director I really know.
Harry
Plus, they're British, so who knows?
director. Come on, Chris Columbus.
Oh,
So yes, Christopher.
I'm sure his mom calls him Christopher.
Christopher Columbus.
Okay.
Potato. Yeah, he directed the first two. That's why the first two had that such different feel to them. They're longer for one. They're more book word for word with the book.
They definitely are a different feel.
But then they changed. I think
I figured they just changed because Dumbledore died.
That is a thing that did change with the story. Yeah, it's a big thing. I think the first 2 movies are perfect for what they are.
I think the first Harry Potter is a good Christmassy movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you know it has this great feel to it. It's homey. It's not trying to be dark. It's not trying. It's being very whimsical. And
they get pretty dark.
Time. Yeah, and you can leave all the dark dramatic stuff for later. You don't need. It can just be kind of fun now. And yeah. So I think the first 2 are very good. Second one less so. The second one's just so long, but it's pretty cool. And the basilisk, the giant snake at the end, and Harry killing it. It's just and Tom Riddle. That's all.
Spoiler
really
alert.
Good. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's all just so good. It's all good. I want to rewatch the movies. Axel was talking.
So was there some thought to this statement you were making?
About the director?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like it's just like interesting being an actor.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just like I've never really thought about like have you ever like really just loved an actor?
I like Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I know you don't.
I feel like he's kind of like the McDonald's of actors.
Please.
He's kind of used everywhere. And
like the Chick-fil-A of actors.
Sure, yeah, just everywhere and
good quality meat.
Yeah, I think he is the Chick-fil-A of actors.
Yeah.
He's just in everything, and he's just okay.
He's done like Magnificent Seven as like a cowboy. He's just like army movies. He's like a goofy guy. Like he does. Yeah, he's everywhere. He's superhero. Like,
have you ever seen the movie Fury? The tank movie?
Tank?
Yeah. I don't know if he's in that.
No.
But that's a really good movie. We should watch that.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd really like it. It's like a war movie, but it's like not like a war movie.
Interesting.
Because it's just they take a lot of creative license. And
you don't have a favorite actor?
No, I've never had a favorite actor. Yeah, thanks for keeping me on track. I've never had a favorite actor, and so it's just like thinking about like I've just never really thought about.
I do love Jennifer Aniston and Jennifer Lawrence.
I know you do. Yes. So just like being an actor and just like following this guy. Like, I've always thought of them as the characters they're playing. I've never really thought of them as like people.
Yeah.
Outside of
and usually they're a big letdown when you actually follow the
they're just
person.
Kind of like normal, weird.
Because you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
You're not nearly
Some of them are cool. Like the guy who played Saruman and the guy who played Count Dooku. The guy.
What movie are you referring to?
Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
Yeah, sorry. I'm lost.
They're just really famous movies. But he's like this British spy in real life, but he became an actor. Yeah.
Tom Cruise seems to be pretty cool. Although he's in a cult.
He just got an Emmy, right?
Yeah, he does all of his own stunts.
He just got his first. It's a Emmy or a Grammy. He just got his first thing. He's never.
Grammy is whose house you go to for Thanksgiving.
Thanks. You know I'm talking about. What's that?
No, it's called a Grammy. Yeah, I can't keep him straight.
Yeah, he just got his first one ever, which is crazy.
You know what'll never get those? A Dove Award.
Neither will Forrest Frank.
That's right.
Because you won't show up.
Good.
They should have Forrest Frank do the Harvest Crusade for Greg Laurie instead of Chris Tomlin. Chris Tomlin's old.
Please,
Phil Wickham. I love Phil Wickham.
I think they're similar ages. Phil Wickham's 40 or 50.
Well, Phil Wickham doesn't act.
I don't think he's married. Does anyone know?
Phil Wickham has to. There has to be a Mrs. Wickham.
I don't know. Could you check that real quick?
Phil Wickham reminds me.
Because for some reason I feel like he's not.
There's a couple people. George Janko and Phil Wickham remind me of Josh John. And I love
That's
them.
interesting.
Yep. Phil Wickham, wife. Phil Wickham's wife is Mallory Plotnick.
Oh, wow.
Whom he married in 2008.
Oh, wow.
Why does she not have the same last name as him?
I just always felt like they were.
Would you ever do that? Not take your wife's last name?
I would not take my wife's last name. Yeah. Would you take your wife's last name?
No. Would you ever allow your wife not to take your last name? That's what I was asking.
It depends on how cool it is. If it was real cool, maybe. But if it's just some average
like
thing,
Stonebreaker Love or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I will keep that.
Yeah. But you would never take yours.
Hers?
Yeah. Even if it was
no,
really
my name
cool.
would stay the same. Yeah.
Gotta keep the Hagen Miller line going.
That's right.
Keep the Millers proud.
This is the final parable in Matthew.
Is it?
Yep. The parable of the talents.
Hagen, you have a couple talents.
Well, let's read about it, and then we'll talk about it.
God's given you a lot of talents.
For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country who called his own servants and delivered to and delivered his goods to them. I love that. The goods. And to one he gave 5 talents, and to another 2, and to another 1, and to each according to his own ability. And immediately he went on a journey. Then he who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5 talents. And likewise, he who had received 2 gained 2 more also. And he who had received 1 went and dug in the ground and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them. So he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, well done, good boy. Well done, good and faithful servant.
Did you mean to do that?
You were faithful over few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of the Lord. He also, who had received 2 talents, came and said, Lord, you delivered to me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 more talents according to them. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Then he who received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I know that you are a hard man, reaping where you do not sow and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And I was afraid, and I went to your and I went and I hid your talent in the ground. Look, you have what is yours. But the Lord answered and said to him, you wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gathered where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore, take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will be and will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Wow. This is similar to a similar parable Jesus gives of the minas. But this is different. In the parable of the minas, each one gets the same amount. This one, the parable of the talents, everyone gets a different amount based upon their ability. And it tells you right there in the parable, if you're thinking, what is that talent? It's money. It says the king's money. Well, now the irony of this is the parable of the talents, which is a form of money, very directly relates to talents.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
So there's kind of this weird, it's like the whole Bathsheba bathing thing. There's just like this irony in the words. It's like,
Bathsheba,
yeah. So these talents are not about talents per se, but they definitely can apply to that.
Yeah.
So
what the Lord has given you.
Yeah. And notice he gives you his goods. And God has entrusted us as his people with things, with his goods. And notice not everyone gets the same thing, verse 15. Each one is given according to their ability. So this guy starts out with this much because he's able to. But this guy only gets this much because he's able to. Now, the good news about that, when we get to the reward part, the reward is not contingent upon how much they were given. The reward is contingent upon how faithful they were. So quantity is not a factor here, but there is quantity. You get a larger quantity because you're able to handle a larger quantity. You get this quantity because that's your ability. That's what you can handle. And the idea here is stewardship, verse 16. He wants us to take what he's given us. He wants us to handle it well, whether that be money, time, talents, giftings, abilities. He wants us to manage that well, our day. He wants us to manage that well so that it can be, so that it's used for its greatest potential, right?
Right.
So after a long time, how long, verse 19? About 2,000 years. After a long time, he returns, right? to those servants, and he settles accounts with them. And here's something we get to keep in mind as believers. There will be a day of settling accounts. Our account, our life with the Lord is going to be settled one day. What did you do with what he gave you? This is the idea. Judgment day, the judgment seat of Christ. What did you do with what Jesus has given you? And he's coming back and he's going to settle these accounts. Verse 20. So he had received 5 talents. He turned it into 5 more. 100% return, ROI, return on investment. Start with 5, get 5 more. That's 100%. That's a good thing. And when the Lord, when the king sees that, verse 21, his Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful with a few things. I'm going to make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. And this is the goal for many people, for Jesus to be able to look at them and say, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful in little. I'm going to allow you to be faithful with much more. Enter into the joy of the Lord. The same response.
This isn't the one where they get cities, right? Is the Minas one?
It does not say cities here, no. He also, go ahead.
Yeah, keep going.
He also, verse 21, received the 2 talents. So the 5, he has 10 total. The king is well pleased. He says, good job. You were a faithful servant. The guy who only started out with 2 talents, though, he says, I have gained 2 more talents. He also has 100% return on investment. His Lord said to him the same thing. So guy number 2 is only offering 4 back. Guy number 1 offered 10 back. Yet the response from the king is the same. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I'm going to make you ruler over many. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Notice the thing that keeps coming up from the mouth of the king to the servants is you have been faithful. The key here is faithfulness. And then we get to this final guy, and it says, then he who had received 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew that you were a hard man, that you that you reaped where you have not sown, you gathered where you have not scattered. And I was afraid, and I went and I hid this talent in the ground, and look there, here is what belongs to you. The Lord, he said to him, you wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at least I could receive what I gave you plus some interest. Okay, this last guy fails the test. The last guy fails the faithfulness. Why? Because, notice, he has a wrong view of the master. He has a wrong view of his Lord, of his king. He thinks his king is a wicked, or not a wicked, but a hard man. I know you're a hard man, so I was afraid of taking a risk on what you gave me because I might have lost it and not got any investment. And then when you returned, you'd be mad at me. So instead of taking a step of faith, because of what? Because of fear, I held on to what you gave me so I can just give back exactly what you gave me instead of having some sort of fruitfulness attached to it, some sort of interest attached to it. And the king goes, you failed. Because he goes, I didn't give it to you so you could give exactly the same thing back to me that I gave you. I gave this to you so that you could use it, so that it could become fruitful, and so that there could be some sort of harvest, some sort of interest when I return. This gets real applicable. Because notice, the thing that kept this man from stepping out in faith was fear, and it was a wrong view of his master, of his Lord. And this is what is paralyzing many Christians today. It's making them paralyzed. They do not step out in faith in what God has given them because of fear. And that fear is a direct result of the wrong view on who Jesus actually is to them. And if you have a wrong view of Jesus and you're afraid, then it's going to paralyze you. It's going to stop you from stepping out and using what he's given you to freely use, to freely enjoy, to freely take steps of faith. And there's you say, well, the problem is there's risks in faith. Yes, that's the point. There's risks in faith, but it's with those risks where you exercise the faith with the talents that he's given you, where true ROI, rate on investing, can actually take place. Interest can actually happen. So it's going to be risky. Serving Jesus is risky. Do not let the fear paralyze you. Take those steps of faith, because think about it this way. Okay. My friend Dave Love says this, Calvary Chapel, Castle Rock. He said, I had a friend that was a surfer. He grew up in San Diego. He says, I wasn't much of a surfer, but I did it a few times. I know you have somewhere to be.
No, you're okay.
Okay. He goes, I did it a few times, and surfing's scary. I wouldn't even want to try it. The whole water thing freaks me out, but then the wave thing, you're just really out of control. But there's a time when you just have to go when it's the right time to surf, and you ride the wave or you crash. And the guy said, you know what? When it's time to get out and hit that wave, and I'm afraid, I just think to myself, think of the stories I'll be able to tell. And Dave associated that with ministry. And he said, when it comes to taking some risks and big steps of faith, it's like, I want to be a guy who has some stories to tell. And you can play life safe. You can play ministry safe. You can play, your life safe. Or you can take steps of faith. You can take risks. And even if you fail, that's okay, because think about the stories you'll have to tell one day. And when I get to see my King, who's entrusted me with certain talents, there's plenty of stories of failure, but there's plenty of stories of fruitfulness. And I want to be able to tell him all the stories and not have anything to share because I was afraid of losing or failing or falling on my face, to just be able to say, yo, Jesus, we tried this thing and that didn't work, but man, here's what we learned from that. And that opened up the door for this. And this thing was really fruitful and it's amazing and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well done, Hagen. Well done. So if you want from the lips of Jesus to say to you, well done, good and faithful servant, take big steps of faith. Don't be afraid of risks, and be sure your view of him is accurate, because a right view of your master is not that of fear. It's that of faith. The first two got it. The last one didn't.
Sad. And don't bury what God's given you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't bury it.
You said on Sunday we can get pretty weird with our stuff, holding on to it.
That's right.
We can get pretty weird with our gifts or our abilities, not wanting to share them or being embarrassed. But don't bury the stuff God's given to you, because it's not yours to begin with.
Isn't it interesting how there might be people like you and me, for example, that do not have a talent of singing, but will sing, right? And there's other people who are literally so good at singing, and you can't get them to sing for anything.
Yeah.
It's like, just
do
it.
Hey, I don't think I'm bad at singing.
I know. I just think we're about on the same level. Did you think?
I think I'm better than you at singing.
I think you think that. Sarah, who's better at singing, me or Jordan? Ellie would know. Are we about on the same level? You're burying your talent.
Well, I was using it on Monday. You just weren't there for that. Oh, wait, that's okay. Please. I wasn't trying. Later. They couldn't even hear any of that.
Yeah.
The girls just said I was way better at singing.
They
but
actually
it's time to go.
So there's our parables.
All the parables.
All the parables of Matthew, which works out good because we're moving into December. We'll do a little, special series
Christmas
throughout
time.
December. Maybe we'll have a New Year's
resolution,
a New Year's resolution podcast into January. Then we'll start something fresh first of the year. So
talk about the Catholics.
It's working out good. I know you really want to do that.
No, I thought you wanted to do that.
No, someone requested it. I'm really uncomfortable talking about Catholics because I don't know anything about it really. Like, I can read propaganda of, they pray to saints, they do this. And I just know how that stuff sounds to Mormons. But then when you actually know what Mormonism is, you can understand their logic a little bit. Yeah. And I just don't want to be throwing things at Catholics when I really don't understand them.
I think we can be nice. Yeah. I'm not I've talked to people where it's all Catholics are idolaters and they're all going to hell. It's no, that's not how they judge. That's not how they think about it. Yeah. I think that's the main thing. It's just knowing how they think about what they believe. That's the main thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And knowing that there's a lot of diversity. And for the Catholics like to say they're all together and united. Yeah. Lots of different Catholics think a lot of different ways.
That's true.
So
true. Yes.
And so you'll all, it's just like with Mormon, you'll always have someone saying, "Well, that's not what I believe." It's sure, but that's what Joseph Smith taught.
Sure.
So all we can do is just show them what the church teaches.
That's right. The infallible church.
Yeah, the church,
The one
the Council
apostolic.
of Trent.
Sheesh.
Yeah, Council of Trent said we're going to hell. Or
Protestants?
the newer one. The newer one said we're not going to hell. The older one said we were.
I'm glad they changed their mind.
Yeah.
I'm glad God changed his mind.
Yeah, I'm very thankful.
That's very
about that.
convenient, isn't it?
Yeah, and the older ones say that if you don't believe that you can be saved by faith and works, you're anathema.
Wow.
So yeah.
See,
But get excited about that. Yeah.
That's the beauty of just sticking with the Bible.
Yeah. It's pretty easy.
Because it's like,
There's a lot of similarities between Mormonism and Catholicism, which is an offensive thing to say. But there's a lot of I mean,
there's a lot of similarities between religions.
Sure.
You know, once you get it, once you figure them out, they all have the same flavor.
Sure.
It's like they might package it a little different, but there's a hierarchy system. There's
an
there's a
authority.
priesthood deal. There's an authority system. There's a listening to the one guy at the top who can speak for God. There's a don't trust God's word completely. There's all
it
this
all
stuff. so.
connects. Wow. Well, that'll be fun to talk about. Well, hey again, thanks for sharing today.
Of course,
Are you good tomorrow to go move a refrigerator?
on the 1st of December.
Well, okay. Let me ask you this: would you be available to move a refrigerator in the past on November 20th?
Probably.
Okay, let's do that.
Cool.
Okay, hopefully that goes well. I'm sure it did. All right, see you guys. Bye bye.
Bye. Whose refrigerator?